Start record. Speech off.
Hello guys, it's Technology Freak 1000 and I'm back with, I've got the same tablet, the same Surface tablet that I had before, but this time it's something different that I'm trying to run. If you don't know, blind people can actually operate virtual machines. So what I'm going to tell you about is how to get them, the easiest way to get a virtual machine. Go to grossgame.com and look for the index of VMware page, and you'll find a bunch of virtual machines. Now, let me tell you what they are. Virtual machines are basically computers that you can either create or get from other people. And they don't hurt. What you do on the virtual machine cannot hurt the host, which is the computer that you're running it on. A virtual machine could mean, actually, these things actually existed way back in the 1960s, if you want to know. But let's get on to this. I'm using a program called VMware Player 15. VMware Workstation VMware Workstation Player.
See best VMware Workstation 15 player checkbox selected.
VMware Workstation 15 Player. Pressing enter on it will load you into the software.
Player.
Now there's two things on here. The home option and a virtual machine. And the virtual machine we're going to look at today is
Windows XP to left to
Windows XP. Now you guys might be thinking, Technology Freak 1000, Windows XP has lost support entirely about almost or over 6 years ago. Well, yeah, you may be right, but, you know, you may not be able to go on the internet or do much of anything on Windows XP anymore, but, you know, I had some nostalgic feelings for that. Now, I didn't, use a screen reader on Windows XP, but we are going to find out what screen readers are on there, and which ones that I installed, and which ones that I might have changed. So, to get to the, we can either turn the virtual machine on in one of, in fact, I'm not sure if it's one of two ways or one of three ways. I believe I'm going to be safe and say one of two ways. One is to tab with NVDA or JAWS. If you have NVDA, when actually I'll get to what I'm about to talk about in a second. But play virtual machine. You can either play you can either play it by tapping over to the button using JAWS, NVDA, or Narrator. It works with all of them. Don't worry, it does. And it should work with any other screen reader. Then there's another one. You can press Alt and down arrow for the context menu.
File submenu.
And you're going to want to look for Power.
Power submenu P.
Yeah, Power submenu. Press right arrow or enter.
Power on B.
There's the Power on button.
Shut down guest unavailable.
Some of these are unavailable because the machine is not active.
Suspend guest unavailable S. Restart guest unavailable R. Power on B.
So there are four options, and there's one available. That is the power on option. I'm going to do it this way because that's the normal way of doing it, but you could also, like I said, tab over to the... Now I'm actually going to demonstrate that real quick.
Power submenu P. VMware Workstation, edit, multi-line, selected, play virtual machine, button, Alt plus L.
There's the play virtual machine, and then you can also do Alt L. But what I'm going to do
Context menu.
is the power on way.
File sub power on V.
And you can even press
Power submit removable devices and avail power on V.
oh, it's P. So
Windows XP,
it'll give
VMware
you
Workstation
a
15 player dialog cannot connect to
it'll give
virtual
you
device.
cannot connect,
Windows
but you can press space and then
Main.
do that. And in a few seconds, we'll be rocking Windows XP. So,
Foreground window. Microsoft Narrator. OK. Push button to press. Use space bar. Microsoft Narrator. Dialog. Narrator is a text-to-speech program. Foreground window. Narrator. Help control. Pop-up start. Control.
now originally when you get this virtual machine, it's going to sound real distorted.
Help balloon. Your computer might control.
And also, when you get this virtual machine from grossgang.com, that's the best way for us blind people to get them. I did get a virtual machine and try to do it myself. But I had some luck using OCR with NVDA, and I'll tell you how to work that real quick. Real quick and easy in another video. In fact, I will do an entire overview of NVDA, and that's what the virtual machine original it comes with, is NVDA 2011.2. Now, there's a way you can upgrade it. You can just, if you have the file on hand, like in OneDrive or something, because I do, or if you just have it in your downloads on the host, because in older versions of Windows, I believe Windows XP and older, you didn't have a downloads folder. But I could be wrong on that. So, I used Windows 7 at one point, but I'm not going to get into that. Besides, Windows 7 just got unsupported in the first month of this year, which is kind of sad. I believe January of 2020, January 14th, 2020, I believe. But anyways, let's keep going. To get the desktop.
Stop pop-up menu end. Start. Foreground window. Recycle bin. List control.
But there is a recycle bin. I'm lucky for that. But, let me tell you. Let me tell you something. When you first get it, it's gonna sound real distorted, so what I recommend is have a couple files handy. Microsoft.NET 3.5, I think. And then have what's called VM Audio Fix Tray. What that will do is, I believe it will fix any VM that has audio issues, and of course it has to be Windows XP and above, like Windows XP, Windows 7, Windows XP, Windows Vista, Windows 7, Windows 8, and Windows 10. Windows 10. Even Windows 10 has distortion problems.
RS Games client, list item, tooltip, location, C-Color control.
Wow, I don't want to wipe that out. I mean, it's not like this is a virtual machine, so whatever you do on here, on the machine, like I said in the beginning of the video, cannot hurt the host. The only thing that can hurt the host is shared folders. That's the only downfall. But I mean, if you trust it, that's okay. If you don't, then well, you're fresh out of luck, dude. Let's go to this PC, or as they call it in Windows XP, my computer. And to get to that,
Pop-up start.
you don't type in this PC, because this is what will happen if you go to the run dialog.
Start, foreground window, run, D, J, backspace, H, I, S, space, B, C.
Press enter, and watch what happens, or listen to what happens.
In foreground window, this, okay, push button, foreground, out, foreground, pop-up start, control.
I'm using the default narrator on here. So, if you go to narrator,
Pop foreground window, narrator, help, push button, to press, use space bar, narrator.
let's just go to
dialog.
help real quick.
Narrator can start narrate, help, push button, to press, space, foreground window, narrator, outline, Microsoft Windows graphic, narrator overview link. Narrator is a text-to-speech utility for users who have blind or have impaired vision. Narrator reads what is displayed on your screen, the contents of the active window, menu options, or the text you have typed. Narrator is designed to work with Notepad, WordPad, Control Panel programs, Internet Explorer, Windows, Desktop, and Windows Setup. Narrator may not read words aloud correctly in other programs. Narrator has a number of options that allow you to customize the way screen elements are read. You can add new windows, menus, or shortcut menus read aloud when they are displayed. You can have typed characters read aloud. You can have the mouse pointer follow the active item on the screen. You can adjust the speed, volume, or pitch of the voice. The accessibility tools that ship with Windows are intended to provide a minimum level of functionality for users with special needs. Most users with disabilities will need utility programs with more advanced functionality for daily use. Open, link, narrator, period, notes. To open narrator, click, start, point to, all programs, point to, accessories, point to, accessibility, and then click, narrator, period. To open narrator using the keyboard, press Ctrl plus Escape, press R, type, narrator, and then press enter. Narrator is not available for all languages and is only supported on the English version of Windows XP. Web addresses can change, so you might be unable to connect to the website or sites mentioned here. Link. An easy way to start narrator is to press the Windows logo key, left parenthesis, Windows logo key, right parenthesis, plus U. Narrator is set to start by default when Utility Manager starts. However, narrator may not start if your computer does not have text-to-speech program capability. Foreground Win Control.
Let's try that. Windows U. Because I've been wondering what the command would be.
Start foreground window. Utility Manager. Magnifier is not running. List item. Narrator is running. List item. Foreground window. Narrator. Help. Push button. To press. Use space bar.
Alright, let's try
Narrator.
exiting.
Dial-up tab. Voice up tab. Exit.
And
Push
that
button
is after
to
the
press.
voice option.
Foreground window. Exit next.
Alright, so let's do that Windows U command.
Foreground window. Microsoft Narrator. OK. Push buttons. Foreground control.
So, on later versions of Windows, To turn on narrator, it's Windows and Enter for Windows 7 and 8 and probably early versions of Windows 10. But now, it's Windows, Enter, and Control. Control, Windows, and Enter. So, yeah, now narrator's changed a lot because there's like voice, help, like there's only one voice.
Foreground window, utility manager, list, utility manager, dialog, list, options, foreground window, narrator, help, tab, voice, tab, exit, tab, announce events on screen, checkbox.
There are a
check,
few different
to uncheck,
checkboxes.
Press space bar,
Announce events on screen, whatever.
tab, read typed characters, checkbox, checked, tab, move mouse pointer to the active item, checkbox, tab, start narrator, minimize, checkbox, to check, press space bar.
Some of these can be checked, and then there's like 3 different buttons. There's a help, voice, and an exit. Nothing about Braille options. They didn't even support that until I believe Windows 10. So narrator is a bit new when it comes to let's say Braille options. Even in Windows 2000, narrator was a bit weird. It even had the same thing, but it had like a bunch of voices. But
tab, help, tab, voice, foreground window, voice settings, voice, list, voice setting, speed, tab, pitch, tab, OK, tab, cancel, voice, list, Microsoft SAM, list item.
There's only one item.
Speed, tab, volume, combo box, 9.
And that's at the highest, by the way.
Tab, pitch, combo box, 5.
Let's see about taking it all the way up to 9.
Pitch, tab, OK, tab, cancel, voice, speed, tab, volume, tab, pitch, combo box, 5, tab, cancel, voice, list, speed, combo box, 5.
Okay, so whenever you first turn on narrator, it's always going to be a pitch 5, volume 5, and rate 5.
Speed, combo box.
This is really slow.
Speed, combo box, 9.
This is real fast. Just listen.
Tab, volume, combo box, 9. Tab, pitch, tab, can, voice, list, Microsoft SAM, list item. Space, speed, combo box, 5, tab, pitch, tab, OK, foreground window, narrates, pop-up start, control.
And like the whole narrator aspect has changed a lot.
Start, foreground window, program manager, RS Games client, Pocket Ultimate, window eyes, list item.
And now we're going to check out window eyes.
Foreground window, narrator, voice out, push button, to press, use space bar, tab, exit.
Don't worry, I got this all under control. No pun intended. Press W for window eyes, and then enter. Well, I thought it was. Hang on. Okay, Windows M, W, enter. What's the... Okay, fine. Let's do Windows D, W. No. Oh no. Well, here we go again. Great. Now what did I do? See, this is what I don't like.
N A T T Windows 6.0 T A Windows 7 of 9 list view
Loading NVDA.
Whoa,
Please
whoa,
wait.
turn
whoa.
off computer standby turn off restart can start menu
Start menu. Menu.
context menu
NVDA menu.
provides options for you
My
gives
computer
access to
N5 of
and
11.
information about
Control panel
provides
C6 of
options for you to
11.
customize the appearance and functionality of your computer, add or remove programs, and set up network connections and user accounts. Menu closed. Control panel 6 of 11. List view. Context menu
NVDA menu.
gives access to and information about the
Computer
disk drives,
N5 of 11.
cameras, scanners, and other hardware connected to your computer. Menu closed. My computer 5 of 11.
NVDA
List
menu.
view. Opens the My Music folder where
My
you can
Music
store
and
music
folder
and
11.
other audio files.
Uh,
My Music 4 of 11. List view.
now I got two of them running.
My computer.
My com-
Okay, control backslash. Come on.
Start. 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 Button. Start menu.
Rest.
Turn off computer. Button.
Start menu.
Provides options for
Toolbar.
turning off or restarting
Turn
your
off
computer
computer
or for
button.
active.
Taskbar.
I'm having real problems here.
Menu closed.
Okay, now it's really slow now.
Context menu.
NVDA menu.
Start menu.
Start menu.
Great. No other option.
U. Turn off U. Button. Restart R. Turn off U.
Taskbar.
Foreground window. Narrator.
Okay.
Windows removable device pressed. New
Now
notification.
back to the host.
Desktop
I
list.
gotta reload that. I'm just gonna do the quick way in.
VMware Workstation 15. Windows XP. Context. File submenu of power. Removable big power innovate.
Oh great.
VMware Workstation column 1 of 2. Windows XP 2 of 2. Edit not play virtual machine button alt plus L space. Brett Windows XP VMware Workstation Brett Windows XP VMware Works pane.
Alright, let's try and do this again. Which I doubt that will happen because
Foreground window. Microsoft Narrator. Help balloon. Display settings. Your controls. Pop-up start.
alright, let's try this again.
Pop foreground window. Microsoft Narrator tab. Microsoft website tab. Do not tab. OK. Foreground tab. Voice out tab. Move mouse tab. Start narrate tab. Help tab. Voice out tab. Exit. Foreground window. Exit narrator. Yes.
Alright, now let's do Windows M. like on a regular.
Window eyes 6.0.
There we go.
Window eyes.
There we go.
Window eyes tip of the day. Read only. Edit box. Today's tip key. Sometimes applications present more text on the screen when their windows are maximized, making for a better reading experience. To maximize an application's main window, press Alt space followed by X. To maximize an application's auxiliary window, also known as a child window, press Alt dash followed by X. Arrow. View help top. Next tip N. Previous tip close C. Space. Desktop. Window eyes. 7 of 9. List view.
Alright, now after this,
IBM Desktop Reader 3.04. 2 of 9. Location C program files IBM Homepage Reader 3.04 MDR. Window eyes.
whoa. Alright, so now let's do that.
Window
Window
eyes.
eyes. File
Items of save
S
menu.
exit. Start up exit. Right slash.
Press X. At
Menu
Window
close.
eyes exit reader. Program manager IB start menu submenu.
Now, this runs Eloquence for some reason. There is a way you can exit out of it, and the way to do that is you got to go to the notification area to find that.
Running applic taskbar black program manager desktop IBM desktop reader 3 window eyes. Bobbit Ultimate. Start menu submenu.
You got to go to the start menu.
Running applic taskbar blank push button.
It's the taskbar, I think.
Program manager start push button running applications. Taskbar blank taskbar desk Windows security desktop reader push button.
Desktop reader.
Desktop reader exit Alt plus E push button.
And you can exit out of it that way. I don't get it. Okay, now let's just do NVDA.
Taskbar. Start menu. Left desktop list. Start menu. Menu.
So we got NVDA running now.
NVDA menu. Preferences submenu P.
Preferences.
Punctuation / symbol pronunciation P. Speech diction document browse mode object present input compare nuker mouse setting keyboard braille set voice set synthesizer general settings G.
This is a newer version. This is a more recent version of NVDA. About 3 years ago they released it. And I'm happy that they actually released it for... This is the only version of NVDA that is made for Windows XP that is still on the NV Access website. So that's kind of amazing that they still have it out there. But that's about it. So yeah, we got general synthesizer,
voice settings
voice,
braille settings
braille, and newer versions voice is in the synthesizer settings. Built in, I mean.
keyboard settings K. Mouse settings.
Mouse.
Review cursor.
Review.
C. Input composition set. Object press browse mode. Document formatting. F. Speech dictionary submenu punctuation. Input gesture. General settings. G. Input gestures. N.
They have input gestures.
Input gestures dialog. Tree view. Level 0 braille collapsed 1 of 15. Browse mode collapse configure document. Input collapse miscellaneous mouse collapse object tab speech collapse system cap system for systems text print tools touch screen collapse 15 of 15. Expanded. 3 at level 1 cycles between available touch modes collapsed 1 of 3. Expanded. 1 level 2 3 finger tap touch screen 1 of 1.
Okay.
Text mode.
Okay.
Level 1 reports the new object or content under your finger is different to where your finger was last collapsed 2 of 3. Reports the object level 0 collapsed.
So that's kind of NVDA in a nutshell.
Desktop list. Pocket Ultimate 8 of 9.
You can get out of it.
NVDA menu. Exit exit.
And I also got Josh on here. Let me get narrator back on. That quick shortcut. Let's see. I think one that was it. No.
Foreground window.
There we go.
Utility manager. Alt. Foreground domestic micros. MSN vertical line Outlook. Office. Foreground window. MSN vertical. Foregrounds. Pop-up start. Control.
So, doing power, press U but without pressing Windows.
Foreground window. http://
Oh, but I got into the web browser.
Pop-up start.
U.
Foreground window. Standby.
Standby.
To press. Turn off. Push
Turn
button.
off.
To restart.
And
Push
restart.
button. Cancel.
And
Push
cancel.
button.
So there are 4 different options.
Restart. Turn off. Push button.
In later
to
versions
press.
of Windows, I
Use
think there
control.
was only 3. But shutting it down, there we go.
Foreground window. Narrator. Foreground
we are.
window.
There we are. That's Windows XP. I'm gonna go a little bit in a bit more of an overview,
Non-removable devices dialog expressed.
and then there's NVDA on the host. I also have JAWS on Windows XP, but I haven't got it set up yet, and I don't think I'm ever going to. I think it's just going to be for a demo purpose, but I don't know. So anyways, guys, that's all for this video. This is Technology Freak 1000, and I'm out.